What were we talking about?
Divorce.
So there's a lot of Germans in the hotel. Where we're staying.
Here we go. Here we go.
So I don't know if this is going to be a satisfying story.
You're saying that there's a large German contingent like dwelling in our hotel right now, or
well, it's just like I don't know if it's like a ski team or something. Something's happening at the hotel. Like I just noticed a lot of.
Could be a convention of bankers. It could be all sorts of things.
I did well. Yeah, I don't. Who cares? I'm just saying, like I'm walking around and I'm seeing a lot of like blonde people, and I'm hearing like shugum fugum shugum 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 like
shugum fugum shugum fugum shugum. Now, baby, you're putting.
And so I came out of my hotel and I get to the elevator, and there was a couple, and they were waiting for the elevator too. But they hadn't pushed the button, and I don't know if it's a German stereotype that they just thought that the elevator should heed their call. I don't know. That's not. I'm sure Germans are sick of that stereotype, but I pushed it for them, and then it. But while they were having this very hushed conversation, he's like, and she's like, and I'm like, okay, they're German. I think they could be anything. There's 800 countries. Who cares about any of them? Unless you're going to bomb one, and then it's like, well, what do they have? But they get into the elevator, but he waits for her to get in, and then he waits for me to get in. So I'm like, all right, like some weird German emasculation technique, and I kind of step in.
Oh, because he's letting you on.
Well, he let his wife or partner or sister, who I don't know, I'm not assuming anything, but he let her on. By the way, according to what is it?
Don't say Himmler.
No, the elevator. You would be surprised at what is actually etiquette for elevator.
The old school etiquette, like back in the early days when elevators were a new thing, it's supposed to be that you let the men go on first in case it's going to fail. That they will be the ones that die.
Because etiquette hasn't been like actually updated since elevators were dangerous. So it's actually, if you want to go by actual like books that have been published on the topic, the actual etiquette is that a man is supposed to take the plunge and get onto this disastrous new laser transporter and plummet to his death.
I don't like the one where, what's the one where the guy is supposed to walk closer to the curb than the woman? And they're like, some people say it's because
if it's uphill, and then because in case his brake goes out, then he'll just like drift into.
That's parking. That's parking. Yeah, you got to turn the woman into the.
You have to turn the woman toward the curb, like her back. But everyone always turns her front toward the curb. That's your woman is going to like slide into the street. That's like, and there could be a car chase if you're in San Francisco.
Steve McQueen's coming to get you.
Yeah, the French Connection is going to happen, and you just lost a woman. So good luck getting insured next time.
I didn't know this. I was like, I don't know, 18, 17, and I was walking down the road, and it had been raining out, so I was walking on the inside of like what was I doing? Like she got mad at me for standing on the outside because that makes her look like a prostitute, right? Because you're supposed to walk on the inside. Oh, no, the opposite way around? I don't know. There's puddles, there's prostitutes. I never figured it out.
Yeah. Look for Jeff's children's book. It's puddles and prostitutes. And you open each page, and then you have the kid like go, and he's supposed to guess. Is it a puddle or a prostitute?
If you're a pimp,
I'm collected from the heavens. Puddle. No. Prostitute. World's oldest profession. I'm content with the lowest places. Puddle. Anyways, so I got in the elevator, and then it's just very quiet. I don't know if they were having a thing, like it was terse, or if that's just German regular stuff. Did
they seem to be family or
they were? Well, it's
or?
My perception, but I'm American, so my perception is that God should be on your money and everybody should go fuck themselves. My perception is fucking retarded. Oh shit! God damn it! My perception is that word. My sister's retarded, and she just moved in with a woman who used to be a man. So fuck all of you. High roaded. All right. Get out. Pull up.
This show brought to you by Bud Light.
It was terse in the elevator, and I wasn't sure. I don't know because it's a stereotype of the German people. I don't know, but they were quiet. But then we ride down in silence, and he's wearing like a ski jacket, and she stared forward, and he was sort of like 45-degree angle, and I'm staring forward too, and I'm at the door, and it goes boom, 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 boom. Lobby opens up, and there's a pause, and then she steps out, and then I'm just waiting because now this thing happened up there. And then I look over at him, and he's facing, and he goes like this. He goes, "Please." And I fucked off. Like it was like Hans Gruber. Please. He just gritted his teeth and closed his eyes. Please.
Give me 3 seconds away from her.
No. No wonder they didn't laugh. They all thought some weird thing. No, I'm saying the guy was like, please get the fuck off the elevator.
Oh, was it?
All right, not a good story then, I guess. No, it doesn't matter.
I was in the same elevator today, going up to my hotel room at the same hotel, and there was a family of French people, and they were clearly mother, father, and child. And I think there were two, teenage children. And they were all, kind of giggling and laughing in French, which I only know a few words of. And they were kind of laughing, and then I came in and hit my button, but it didn't work because you had to put the card back in. So the wife kept putting the card in, and I kept hitting the button. But then somebody would come in can I stop the elevator? And we had to keep doing it. And so I kind of made a joke. Before I knew they were all French. I hadn't heard any French. So now we're going up, and the guy goes, That's not. Pa means not.
Right.
Yeah. So then they all kind of giggled, and I kind of gave him a smile. Then they went quiet for a while, and then he made another joke, and they all kind of sheepishly giggled. I looked back around, and I was like, I get it all the time, or whatever, because now they're talking about me, and it happens 3 times. I get off the elevator, and I go, bonsoir, and they're like, Hoi!
Oh, he knows everything we said. We were throwing him what we thought was cryptic French shade. Look at this guy. He's wearing the jacket. He's wearing the shoes. He's wearing the socks. He's wearing the jacket. Not. And everyone's like, I think bread is breakfast. And yet we're thin. I don't know why. Well, probably because the bread isn't made by Tyson Foods, a big sponsor of SeeSo. They figured out how to make making bread inhumane. Tyson. There's just big factories full of bread. Like, you thought yeast was beyond mistreatment, but you should see the videos. YouTube it. It's just guys stabbing with toothpicks, just hey, yeast! And they're just hitting the yeast, and the yeast is ow, ow! They've found more things about yeast's capacity for intelligence just from the abuse.
They found out that yeast consume more sugars and give off more carbon dioxide if they're living in a state of terror.
Yes, and it's more delicious. Have you ever had a great cookie? That yeast died scared. So complain all you want, but
that flavor is pain.
I guess fuck Christmas. If I don't know. Just think about it for a little bit. You're New Yorkers. You probably aren't familiar with complication or dichotomy.